and welcome back to
It's different. Welcome. Talk about the high.
Now you're working for something.
balancing life, church, comment and share.
We're back again, ladies and gentlemen. Do we start out the same by saying like welcome back to the catch? Because this is not really the catch. It's like the throw. Like,
Hey, I like that. I see where you're going with.
You know what I'm saying?
Guys, he's a wordsmith, bro. And sometimes, just sometimes, I be kind of impressed.
You gotta see the vision. Because when you fishing, you throw and then you get a catch. They not hearing it.
That was the catch. This is the throw.
Listen. We're back again. My good friend Shepard, who I've known since Pampers, ladies and gentlemen.
Same hospital.
Actually, no. I wasn't born in Sparrow.
Wait, what?
I know. I was born in, I think it was called Ingrid or something like that. I got to look
That's
it up.
weird.
Gotta look at
Same
my
city.
birth certificate. Yeah, same city.
Same year.
Man, we've been to every school together, college together, man. It's been crazy.
Everything.
Crazy journey. But the people don't know that, though.
They don't know that.
They don't know that, So we just come to, just sit and chat and get to know us, catch up on what's going on with his life, my life, our life.
I didn't know I would have poured something. I didn't know this was happening. I did not know this was happening. Okay, listen. Let me process because I did not know this was happening. Yeah, I didn't know this was happening. We thought we were guests. Okay, this is not we're guests. We don't actually. We're not actual people on this show.
Not at
so
all.
I don't know why I'm doing it. I would have came more prepared. Y'all see my pants? I
see my
wouldn't
shirt?
wear black pants. These are my work pants.
But
Gosh, darn it,
here we
I
are,
look better
man.
than this. Yeah, here we are.
So it's today.
It is today.
It is today. So now the question is,
Today is the day.
up until this point, how's life been treating you, man? We're probably about a few months into this year. We were expecting big things. Every year everybody expects these big things, New Year resolutions. I don't know if you make those. Now the question is, if we are 4 or 5 months into the year, how has your resolutions been coming along?
I don't make New Year's resolutions.
Really?
I do not.
Like none at all?
No.
Not even
I
after
don't
reading
take
Elect Ladies
the
Corner?
Let me explain why before y'all start pointing fingers. To me, the moment I identify a problem, I like to set a kind of set a goal to fix it. Like, let's do this instead. And that happens in that moment. I don't necessarily wait for the new year to start to kind of do it. Now, granted, like when the year changes, it's a good opportunity to kind of like, reset your life, reevaluate and everything like that. But to be completely honest with you, in my life, I'd be so busy, like, thank God I'm getting sleep. I don't got to go to work today.
Right.
Like, that's kind of like really what I'm thinking. And then, because that's a really big, busy season for our church, so I'm not really even thinking about that.
True.
And I really don't even get a second to breathe until February. Right. And then oftentimes, people make New Year's resolutions and it's like they don't keep up with it and they just let it go. And it's like, oh, I'm going to do it because of New Year. It's like, no, if you wanted to do it, you do it when you said you wanted to do it.
Every day is a new day. You can make a resolution
That's what I'm
every
saying.
morning.
Yeah. That's my thing. And yeah.
I don't make resolutions in the traditional sense. Like, I don't call it a New Year's resolution, and then I don't necessarily write it all down. Sometimes I do. But it's more like just a set of goals I kind of want to accomplish. But I don't also hold myself to that standard. Like you said, most people who make New Year's resolutions don't follow through with it. That's why gyms are like, oh, they love when January comes around. They get that money up because they know people are not going to follow through. So they make them sign a contract that it's hard to get out of, and then boom. But I do make goals that I kind of generally want to achieve, hopefully, within that year. But I don't pressure myself in that if I don't get it, I'm not going to be bummed out about it. I feel like if you set the goal and shoot for it, at least along the way, you'll make some progress some way. You know what I'm saying? This is true. And so that's kind of how I kind of look at resolutions. I can't pigeonhole myself that I have to do it because I know that circumstances in life happen. I mean, we don't know what could happen. God forbid I could set this resolution that I want to be a track star and I get in a car accident and break my legs. Now, but
that's another thing.
If I just say I want to be more active, that's more broad. And there's a lot more avenues you can take with that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Progress is important. Progress is very important. But that's another thing. Is like anything can happen and
Right.
things can go in any direction. And me, what I'm really big on is, right, like as any Christian should, is like really, letting God order your steps and trusting Him,
100%.
right, and understand that He doesn't need your plans,
Nope.
and you can take your plans and kick rocks because you can make all the plans and goals you want,
100%.
and God will be like, audible.
Literally.
and then that just happens because I mean, like, I remember there'd be years being like, oh, bet, lock in, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and God be like, swipe, like, woo, and be like, whoa, and your whole life takes an entirely different trajectory.
Absolutely.
That's not necessarily saying that you should not plan anything. Make plans, right? Those who fail to plan to fail.
That's
Make
facts.
plans.
Facts.
But just understand, be fluid with the Spirit. Like that's kind of how I rock and roll. Is I'm fluid with the Spirit, with what God wants, because I know, bro. It's just like life is too hard to try to do it.
Yeah.
You have to trust God for it. So that's kind of where I kind of lie. And it's like when there's certain things I need to get done, certain things I want to achieve, it's like, okay, let's take the steps towards it for sure. I don't just be wandering and doing nothing. But it's kind of just like, God, hey, your move. Like, I can't remember the last day where I would ask God for something or pray for something, but at the end of it say, nonetheless, not my will, but thy will. Like, I can't remember the last time I didn't say that. Like, I'm always yielding, always ready to yield. Yeah.
It's what the scripture says. In all thy ways, acknowledge Him, and He'll direct that path. People just think, no, if I acknowledge Him in this area or in the big things, no. In every single little thing you do, and I'm working on myself. There's sometimes that, I'm not saying that in everything I do, I try to always say like the same thing, right? Thy will be done. Yeah. But even in the very small things, I try to remind myself, acknowledge God in it. Just say, hey, God, I'm planning on doing this. I'm thinking about doing this. I'm doing this as honor to you. Or God, what do you think about this? What about, what do you think about, this place I'm going, or the show I'm watching, or everything you do has to be thing. For His glory. It should be for His glory, I should say. And when you acknowledge Him, I love it because I love the word acknowledge, because it didn't say you got to go, in this whole 3-day fast, sackcloth and ashes. It's just saying, hey, bring God in the conversation. Like, hey, what do you think about this, God? Just have God on your mind while you're doing it. He wants to be a part of your life. He just wants to be a part of it. That's and when you do that, what did it say? He will direct your path. I am a firm believer. Now, Jeremiah, he may disagree with me in terms of like making plans. He's a firm believer on just leaving it all to God and have His life planned out, which is cool. That's cool. I'm a firm believer of God can give you plans or give you the desire to do things. Yes. And you make your plans, but you don't act on them without first going to God about it. I think I can have certain goals in life, even certain timelines, but I'm not prideful enough to be like, all right, God, this is what we're doing. I'm like, God, here's what I came up with. Here, check my work. What do you think? That's how I look at it. He's the one that puts it in your heart. 100%. He puts desires in your heart. When you're 100% yielded to Him, and you desire His will for your life, and you want to please Him. That's the key thing, is when you want to please Him. When you want to please Him, He will put things in your heart to run after. Yep. But here's the thing: is God? He's not going to do everything for you in a sense, because God doesn't raise lazy children. Not at all. Right? He wants you to work for it. Right? That's how He rocks and rolls. So, He'll put a desire in your heart, and God's like, okay, what you gonna do about it? Right. Exactly. Your move. Yeah. What you gonna do about it? Exactly. And God, and you need to seek out after Him. And the thing is, sometimes He'll be like, He'll make it very clear. Okay, go this direction, go this direction. This is what this means. Right. Other times, I remember our pastor, Bishop, in a message called "The Uninvited." He said sometimes God will, walk away from you and kind of look back over His shoulder to see if you go still follow Him. Right. Yeah. So then there'll be those certain seasons where, God puts something in your heart and you're like, okay, seeking God for it, and you'll hear nothing. Yeah. You hear nothing. You just sit there and you're just like, what you gonna do? And sometimes there are certain decisions that there is no black and white, right and wrong answer. Sometimes if it's according to His will, everything is like good and holy and it doesn't contradict the Bible. Sometimes a decision could be, you acknowledge God, you prayed about it, there's two roads. God is like, I'll let you decide.
We'll see.
We'll see. Whichever road you go, you've acknowledged me. I'm with you. Whatever you choose, I'm gonna. He's given us some. People like to feel. No, we have authority. We have dominion. We have some power. Again, as long as you acknowledge God. I'm not saying do this without acknowledging God, but after you've acknowledged God, spend time in His Word. You prayed about it. There's two decisions that are, both outcomes are, relatively good. You don't have to be like, God, what is your will? What is your will? It's like, God is like, bro, just trust me. Whatever you decide, I'm with you along the way.
Right. And trust that I'm leading you.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Because then even like, and something always to consider as well, of course, is to get godly counsel, right? But even sometimes they'd be like, follow your heart.
Yeah.
like you need to have confidence. It's important. I remember we did a kind of an example metaphor at ITY, Manuals to Young Adults. By the way, if you're of age 18 to like 25, please pull up.
Come out.
We try to do the first Fridays of every month.
Yeah.
And see it, you have to see how it goes. But check our Instagram. It always tells you. But pull up. But at one of the ITY meetings, we gave this example about the heart, right? And there were 3 glasses. Right, and one had water in it, one had Coca-Cola in it, and the other one was empty, right? And we were talking about how, and we had the little M&Ms. There's the color M&Ms, and they put a color M&M in each one. And we talked about how in the glass with water, you could see what color the M&M was, and with the glass with Coca-Cola, you couldn't. And we drew the comparison that glass of water is kind of like your heart. And that M&M is what God has for you, right? And we have to be careful because the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Desperately wicked. It constantly wants to do evil, right? So we have to be careful. We have to ask God to give us a clean heart, make us a clean heart, and renew the right spirit in us, like David does. And we drew the example that when you have a clean heart, you can see the color of that M&M. You can see what God wants for you. But when your heart is filthy and you don't constantly seek to renew your mind and renew your spirit, when you don't live right, when you instead of trying to find best ways to please Him, you try to find things you can get away with. Right. And you don't seek after Him constantly. God can put something in your heart, but you have no idea what it is. Yeah. Because it's so dark. And then in your eagerness, you misinterpret it, right? And you put yourself in a place that if you would have just trusted God and dedicated and lived right in the first place, you wouldn't have been. And sometimes people get scared of that, right? And I can understand at times it can be scary because no one's perfect and you're always making mistakes. Right. But God didn't ask you to be perfect. No, He didn't. God asked you to trust Him and seek after Him. If you haven't seen the episode about Christians in doubt, right? It is impossible not to. It's impossible for a Christian to really not doubt. You have to ask questions, right? But the key thing is to seek out the understanding. Right. And then, right. Same thing is like when God puts something in your heart, you have to seek Him out for it, right? Seek Him what it is that you want to do. What do you want me to move? How do you want me to move? What do you want me to say? That type of thing. But then you have to trust that if God puts it in my heart, it's His will. Right. Right. And you can't be afraid of it because that's another thing that will contribute to the issue. Right. There was 3 cups. You had 2 cups, right? One had water. The other one had Coca-Cola. The other one had a lid on it. Sometimes fear will put that lid on it and say, okay, you know what? I just won't do anything then because I don't know if it's this. I don't know if it's that. But that type of fear is exactly what Satan wants because it's debilitating. Right. Right? God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Right? That's power. That's the Holy Ghost. Love, that's giving your heart to God. Sound mind, that's peace and trusting God. Right. When you trust and have your confidence in God, cast not away therefore your confidence. Great recompense of reward. Right. This is not confidence in you and your own abilities. This is confidence in God and your love for Him, and more importantly, His love for you, right? And when He puts in that heart, then you can have the confidence to follow after it.
Absolutely, which is why for this every year, but for this year specifically, I'm like, I'm wondering, I have these desires in my heart, and I want to do them, even if I'm scared to do them. I know that I've sought God about it. He's put it in my heart. I'm gonna do it even if I got to do it scared. Because at the end of the day, I know that all things work out together for the good of them that love God and are called according to his purpose. And it's like, I'm not going to go into detail, but I got some really big dreams and hopes this year. And hopefully it'll bleed into next year and on beyond. Big dreams.
Big dreams.
And I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can really do is try.
Trusting.
With the help of God is try. Just that's all he really requires. He just wants you to try. Like you said, you don't got to be perfect. You don't have to know all the answers. You got to be the smartest. Just do something.
He wants works with your faith.
Got to do it.
Right? You know, he doesn't like scared belief.
Right.
Right? That's not, no. He wants faith with works. Faith that says, God, I believe you gave this to me. Now I'm going to walk in it to the best of my ability.
Absolutely.
Like you said, acknowledge him in everything that you do.
Right.
Seek God, seek godly counsel in everything that you do.
Right.
And trust that he will order your steps. It's all in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And Satan's job is just to, make you scared.
Yeah.
Really. Because then you forget that your steps are ordered. The steps of a good man are ordered of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can't remember another one in Proverbs, but it ends with, your feet will be quiet from the fear of evil or something along those lines. Right? And it's that type of thing. It's like, it's in the word.
Right.
He's got you.
Right.
Never seen the righteous forsaken nor a seed begging bread. He's
Right.
got you. But Satan wants to scare you into thinking that he's not there. He's not got your back. And that's usually when people make the mistakes, is they act out of fear.
Absolutely. Well, we caught up, kind of. I mean, we kind of spiraled down to. It's kind of hard, every time we talk.
God is our life.
Yeah, I
you
love
want to
God,
catch
man.
up with me? You catch up with God.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
can
we
talk.
do.
I can literally talk about God for hours. Like, do not get me
Yes.
started. Like, I could literally. But anyway, yeah,
Big dreams.
Big dreams.
Big
We're
dreams.
still early on in the year. A lot more months ahead of us, but every month every day is a new day to seek out God and find out what merciful things he has to offer. And big things, man.
Big things.
things.
Dreams, man. God gives you dreams for a reason.
Man.
Like, he's not sitting here just to torment you.
No.
Like, oh, let me show them something they could never
Let
have.
me dangle it in front of their face. No.
No, he loves you.
This is the catch.
He wants more for you than you want for yourself. So trust that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we end this one.
Me neither.
Is it? We'll catch you later. Or is that this been catching up? There goes the throw.
Yeah.
Or the toss.
The toss. All right. Be blessed.